Okay, so the next step is to think about how you're actually going to build your e-portfolio. And here at Griffith, we've actually decided at this point not to prescribe a particular platform for you to use. We want you to have some individuality and some freedom to choose something that's going to suit you. And ultimately, we want you to have lifelong access to your e-portfolio. So it needs to be something that's portable, and many of the platforms that we could subscribe to on your behalf would then finish when you finish your degree. There are lots of free platforms out there on the internet. If you go on Google free web platform, you'll come up with lots of different options. In the interests of time, we'll profile just 3 of those options for you, and in your e-learning module you'll see that there are some comparisons made across these 3 about what they offer. So the 3 we'll look at are Wix, Weebly and Google Sites. Okay, so this is a sample Wix site that I created with some of my own information. One of the advantages of Wix is that it is a very creative platform. You can choose from many different templates that have different types of backgrounds and layouts. It's very easy to use. So for example, the template I've chosen, originally the image at the top there was actually a very large image. I didn't want it quite that big, so I grabbed the handle and resized it, so it's quite easy to use. One of the advantages of Wix is that it does actually allow you to password protect some of your pages. And for me, that's actually a very important functionality, because there may be times when you want to publish your e-portfolio and make it available to people, but you've also got some things that you're not quite ready to share yet, and you just want to keep some space where you can do some personal reflection to draw from later on. Like Wix, Weebly is a very creative platform and gives you many different templates to choose from. So this is one created by a student from our urban planning degree in 2014, and Carrie Ann's chosen a template obviously with a very large picture at the top, what we call a hero image, which is a very popular technique being used on modern websites. You do have to be a little bit careful though. You want to make sure that there's enough information in that top part of the frame to actually draw people in to the rest of your site. So it's something we call a technique that's called above the fold, which literally stems from newspapers. So if you think about a large newspaper being folded in half and sitting on the shelf in the newsagent, what do you actually see on the top half or above the fold? Weebly is quite literally drag and drop technology. So when you open up your Weebly workspace, you'll see on the side menu a series of things that you can incorporate into your site. So things like a text box or an image or a video or a divider, and you drag and drop them into the space where you want them to be. So it's very, very easy to use. One thing Weebly doesn't offer is that password protected space, unless you're prepared to pay for the Pro version, which is a small subscription per month, something around the $10 to $15 mark. Okay, so this is my information once again, this time in a Google Sites template. The advantage of the Google Sites template is that it is set up ready for you to be able to drop your information into preset headings and navigations. Having said that, it's also very easy to go in and edit those and change them to suit your own material. But it does give you a bit of an indication of the types of things you can put into an e-portfolio. I personally don't find Google Sites quite as intuitive, although once you've been working in the space for a little while, it is easy to use. For me, probably the best advantage of Google Sites, is that it's attached to your Griffith Gmail account, and there is still that lifelong access because the Gmail is yours for life. So even when you finish Griffith and graduate, you'll keep that Gmail account open. So you access the Google Sites template through your Gmail. And the other thing is that it does have a very high customization level for your privacy settings. So you can actually go in, you can choose to publish it and make it live on the web, or you can choose just to share it with certain people. So for example, you might just share it with me to get some feedback, or you might share it with an academic staff member. Google Sites, at the same time, it's not as creative as Wix or Weebly. You can change the templates and add some colour and things like that, but it's definitely not in the same realm of those kind of modern templates and web design that we're seeing at the moment.